I think by being in the school system, I saw several things. Once we lost a lot of students. One thing was we lost a lot of kids. So that may be the reason why some of the schools are closing, or we don't need as many schools anymore, because just a lot of people just left, and children just didn't come back to New Orleans. They'd be closer to New Orleans, Baton Rouge, surrounding parishes, but they just didn't come back. Majority, I think not majority, but some of them didn't come back. So I saw that the enrollment decrease, and I started out when it was 607. When the schools started opening up again, I was working with the Recovery School District at Corn High School, and so I saw the psychological part. I saw a lot of angry kids, and I think that the city didn't pay enough attention to the mental part of the students and what kind of impact that made on their mental state. I don't know if the school system, the city, the state, at that time paid enough attention to that, because I saw angry children. I saw, for understandable, but that's what, that was the results of it, and for whatever reason we started having more gangs at that time. I saw this firsthand inside the school. We had different gangs from different places. I don't know if they went away and they had to form a gang and they had to come back or whatever. I don't know what happened, but I saw a turn of attitude by some of the kids. It was a turn for a bad attitude, not a pleasant attitude. But once again, I think it was a psychological effect. I think it was a psychological effect from the storm that, once again, just wasn't paying attention to. And as a result, the schools were rough at first. Then something that we tried not to do when we was in the school system was have different kids from different neighborhoods in one place. So we didn't have a choice I don't think the city had a choice but to do that. Have kids from different areas. Because, New Orleans kids at that time, and still may be, very territorial. They take what they call pride in the areas. And New Orleans is broken down into wards. So you would have the 3rd ward mixed with the 9th ward, and these different 8 wards and 7 wards, but all of them would be in one place. So you had some automatic conflict because you just couldn't have any other schools for them to go. So some buildings just weren't open. Eventually they started opening up more and more schools, and so the kids started going back to their old neighborhoods. But still, the whole landscape started changing, and so I just think it took the kids a while to make that adjustment.
Do you think today they're almost 10 years later, they're closer to almost dropping that bad attitude, as you said?
Well, what happened? Oh yeah, I think so. But also, what happened? Those kids are older now, so they've learned how to deal with it, or they've gotten the help that they needed, and so now you have the new generation. These kids were probably 5 years old, 3, 4 years old, and they really may not have had any type of effect from the storm because they were so young. Now, I know some of them do, some of them still may have, but the ones that are in high school now, that impact wasn't the same as it was the ones who were at the high school at the time. So yes, I think that some of the attitudes have changed for the better, but I'm not there to say now, but I have seen, the attitudes change. I think we still have the territorial thing, but I would think that we have less gangs now because the FBI came in and cleaned it up and got those things straight. So I guess I'm not there anymore. I haven't been there for 2 or 3 years, but I would, from the outside looking in, I would say that the attitudes are better and the mental part is better with some of the kids.